Hey guys, Andrew here from Aloha Quails. Today we're going to be taking a look at building a rabbit nesting box. A couple of weeks ago I got a text message from Mel whilst I was at work saying, hey, I bred the rabbits. We've had rabbits now for a while. I was given a Californian female about a year ago, and a few months back we picked up a New Zealand male. He was in quarantine for a little while just because we weren't sure. He was kept in a colony and we just wanted to make sure that he was clear from any diseases or sickness before we put him together. So Mel went and put him together, so hopefully in about a week we'll have baby rabbits. So when you have rabbits, especially big breeds, you're going to need a nesting box. Ours are kept in raised cages, so they don't have, a place where they can burrow in, or they don't have a hutch or a cubby where they can hide and have their babies. So I'm going to go ahead and build a nesting box. Our nesting box for our New Zealand Californian cross is going to be 20 inches deep. It's going to be 10 inches high and 10 inches wide. There's a couple of reasons for that. We need it big enough for that bigger breed to fit in. We need a lot of room. These rabbits can have 6 to 10 babies at one time. So that's a lot of space that they need to grow up. That, and it needs to fit through the door. Some people go with 12 by 12 or 14 by 14 by 20. My door is 12 by 12, so I think 10 inches is a good size to fit through the door pretty easily. So, to build your cages, we're going to go ahead and use 1x1/2 rabbit wire. This is sold in hardware stores, it's sold in pet stores, it's sold online. It's 1 inch by 1/2 inch mesh. This is perfect for building nest boxes. The mesh size is small enough to stop the babies falling through. You could use 1x1 mesh, but you'd have to line it with cardboard along the bottoms and on the sides to stop those babies falling out. When they're born, baby rabbits are about the size of your thumb tip and will easily pass through 1x1 mesh. To cut the mesh, you're going to need one of two things. You're either going to need a pair of wire snips or wire cutters. And it makes pretty quick work. You do have to finish the edges. You can either use a file or sandpaper or a grinder to round those edges over. A rabbit's going to be climbing in and out of this box, so you don't want it scratching itself. It can cause infections. What I've started using is a rotary tool. I bought this one on Amazon. It was like 30 bucks, and it's made by Wen. I've had Dremels in the past. I've broken every single one that I've bought, and they're about 100 bucks each. This thing is working for me just as good. All I've got in here is a cut-off bit. It eats through this chicken wire, this wet wire mesh, like it's not even there. It gives nice clean cuts. There's no need to finish it. It is like the best thing. I'll leave a link below to the one that I bought. I don't make any money off that link. It's not an affiliate link. It's just something that, doing this kind of work, I will not go back to using wire steps. Okay, so the sizes that we're going to cut out, I've already cut out one panel. This is 20 inches by 10 inches. This is going to be the base, the floor. I'm going to cut out 2 more panels this size. They're going to be the sides, and then I'm going to cut out the back panel, which is going to be 10 by 10, and then I'm going to cut out the front panel, which is going to be 10 by, I believe, 6 inches. That's to stop the baby rabbits as they get bigger from jumping out. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. I'm going to bring you close enough so you guys can see how this works. As I said, it's very, very quick. So I'm going to bring you in closer. We'll cut out the rest of these panels and I'll show you how I put them together. Okay, so the moldy tool is real simple for doing this kind of stuff. You're going to count out the spaces. I know that this mark right here is 20 long, and all you do is turn it on. And cut. So as you can see, very quick. It goes through this stuff like a knife through butter. I would say it's just as quick as using a pair of pliers. So I'm going to carry on cutting these panels out. And as I said, this one is going to be 10 inches by 20 inches. And I'm going to cut 2 more of those. And then I'm going to do the back panel, which is 10 by 10, and the front panel, which is 10 by 6. Okay, so once you've gone ahead and you cut out all of your parts, you should end up with 3 pieces which are 10 by 20, one piece which is 10 by 6, and your back piece which will either be 10 by 10, or in my case this is 10 by 9, and the only reason I changed the size of it when I was cutting it out just now was because I had a 30-inch piece of wire, and when you cut out the joining ones it knocks off an inch, so it's 10 by 9 is what I have on here, and that's going to be for my back piece. To join them together, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use J-clips and J-clip pliers. The J-clip is basically called a J-clip because it looks like a J, and all it does is it goes in the plier, and then when you take your two pieces of wire mesh and you put them together, you loop both pieces into the J, and when you squeeze it together it makes a loop, and that joins the two together. You can go ahead and take these apart using a pair of wire snips or a pair of pliers. You can crush them and break them apart if you have to. But other than that, they're pretty solid. A rabbit's not going to take it apart, and it's going to give you a solid structure. So for these, you're going to do along the edges. You're going to do it about every third or fourth one, just to make sure that there's no gaps that the baby rabbits can get through. And you're going to join your sides together, your front and your back on. I'm going to bring you closer and show you how to use these J pliers work, just so you can get a better idea. But real simple. If you don't have J clips or a pair of J pliers, you can go ahead, as I said, use zip ties to do this. But be aware that you're going to be replacing them every so often because the rabbits will chew on them. If you do use zip ties, make sure you use the white ones and use the thick ones. The black ones, they tend to chew on more than the white ones, just from my experience. So as I said, it's real easy. This is a J clip right here. It's just a J-shaped piece of metal. It fits inside these pliers like so, and then when you squeeze it, it will make it into a tube just like this. So take your J-clip, put it in, and you put it around and squeeze. And there you go, it makes a nice join. I'm gonna go ahead and join all these side parts together, and then I'll show you how to put the front and the back on. Okay, so once you've got your sides and your bottom done, it should look something like this. And to put the front and the back on, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna start with the front. And all you're gonna do is lay it on top, make sure everything lines up. And you're gonna make sure you do the base first and then the sides. When you do the sides, what I like to do is put two on the very top one. So two of these barrel connections, these J-clips on the top. And the only reason for that is it gives it that extra strength on the front. This is where your rabbit's going to be climbing in and out, and it gives it that little bit more rigidity. Rigidity? I think that's the word. So all I do is put my first one in, and then right next to that one we fit a second one, and that's going to give it some a little bit more strength at the top there. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. So this is how the top of the front should look, with the two barrels right at the very top and then one at the bottom, and we're just going to put one in the middle. And there we go, that's how the front attaches. The back's going to be the same thing. We're going to put two at the top, but we're also going to put two at the bottom, and that's just to strengthen that backside, where the mother will snuggle in with the kits for feeding, and they can press out on the back and bend it. We just want to make sure it has that little bit of extra strength. Okay, so there's our finished cage. We've got the doubled up J-clips at the back and at the front. We've got 10 inches in height, 20 inches in length. I've got 9 inches of height at the back just because I wanted to save the wire. And then I've got 6 inches at the front. This is where your mama rabbit will come in. So when you put this into your rabbit enclosure, you're gonna go ahead and add a fine layer at the bottom of wood shavings. And then on top of that, you're gonna put a couple of handfuls of hay or straw. When you should put this in, there's a few different sort of signs that you're looking for. You know, you want to put it in about 2 to 3 days before your rabbits due to give birth. So rabbits typically take 30 days for gestation, so they'll give birth on the 30th day. So you want to put it on about the end of day 27 or 28, and you want to put that in there. What you can do, if you live in a colder area, is you can put some cardboard around the sides just to give it some lining. I'm in Hawaii, it's hot, I don't need to do that. Another sign you should look for about when it's ready to put in is when your rabbit starts showing nesting signs. So what they'll do is they'll pull fur from their chest, and if you see like piles of fur in your cage, that's a good sign that you should put this in. Or if the rabbit's walking around holding straw or hay in its mouth, it's looking for somewhere to put it to build a nest, and you should put it in then. My rabbit's due to give birth in about a week, so when it's that time, I'll make another video of you guys showing you when we put this in, and see if we can capture some of those signs, and then hopefully show you a video of some babies and show you how our mother rabbit's looking after them. This has been how to build a rabbit nesting box. I'm Andrew from Aloha Quails. If you guys have any questions or comments, throw them below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. If you want to see more videos, make sure that you hit the little bell. That'll give you the notifications of when we make a video. It'll actually show up and tell you, hey, Aloha Quails, there's a video that's come out, come watch it. Again, thanks for watching, and enjoy.